On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Women are hunters too, as well.
But
Then,
they
huh?
they are and they are hunters, but they're not supposed to be like overtly like obvious
Why
hunters.
not?
You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what?
Like
I ain't
I'm
gonna
not a
lie.
hunter.
I don't
I'm
have
not a
nothing
hunter at
wrong.
all. They
yeah,
gotta
you
approach.
are. Yes,
They
you
gotta
are.
approach
You a
I
me.
don't.
hunter.
I don't have
You a
nothing
hunter.
wrong with a woman shooting a
You
shot.
don't like the label. You don't like the label, but you
You
have
a
hunted
hunter.
before. I
You
guarantee
know what
you
the
that.
difference is, Tawana? I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
We all
tell me what
hunters.
you think. What you
We
mean?
all hunters, but men are like, I got the gun. I'm going through the wood hunting. Women are trappers. Like they set the trap for you, and so it's just a
Hey,
different way in
everybody
which
got
you
a
hunt.
different strategic
Trap.
approach, man. It's a
Trap.
tactical.
Welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. I'm here with the crew as usual. Tawana, B Nix, and Anton,
What up, though?
and myself, J.I. Our first topic, we're going to be discussing cuffing season. What is cuffing season? I don't know if you guys remember, Fabulous had a mixtape he put out called The Soul Tape 3. And he had a song called Cuffing Season. I'm going to say a little bit of it. He said, you was in the La Marina all summer. You was up in the Toxic all summer. Now it's getting chilly. That's the fall coming. Now that ninja get a call from her. To me, cuffing season is when single people begin to look for short-term partnerships to pass the colder months of the year. It usually lasts between October to just around Valentine's Day. What is cuffing season, Tawana?
It's exactly what you said. It's the right before the winter hit. You try to get a little boost so you won't be lonely during the winter.
A boost.
A little boo booski. A little
Oh, a
boo
little
booski.
boosty. Oh, that's what you call it.
A little babooski. That's what I call them. You get your little babooski so you won't be lonely. You have somebody to lay up with, somebody because it's kind of difficult in Chicago to find somebody in the winter. It's just like you have some tough winters. It'd be good if you got somebody already set in
Yeah, that
stone.
means folks should be putting in applications now, man.
That's
Like,
they
hey,
have to. They
hey,
have to.
after Friday, 80 degrees, that's gonna be it.
Listen, my most successful relationships happen in cuffing season. I'm just gonna say it. Like I got cuffed
Man,
up
that's that
right
baby
here in
making weather.
September.
That's that baby making weather. That's how
Listen,
these spring and summer
I got
babies
cuffed
come
up in
about.
September. It just happened to last after the cuffing season was over. Sometimes it lasts, and sometimes, like JR said, it ends right around Valentine's Day. It's a wrap after that. But yeah, it's exactly what you said. That's what cuffing season is.
Hey, B Nix, what's cuffing season to you?
I don't know. Low key, you bothered me with them lyrics. I really like you said the shit like a spoken word. It was cool, but that shit sound maybe the whole acapella with no beats. It didn't really hit my soul like that, man.
Yeah,
But that was just something I wanted to just wait until it was my turn to talk.
I appreciate
But
your input.
okay, no problem. But hey, cuffing season, hey, it's that snuggle weather, man. Even for dudes, whether we, articulate that or not, hey, you want somebody to lay up with, possibly move in with, just temporary though.
It's a move in.
Yeah, yeah, it's dudes that move in with chicks. I mean, I'm now saying chicks that move in with women all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a high
You're not
five
lying.
on that one.
You're not
Now,
lying.
man, I'm all about appropriate language. That was a Freudian slip. So, but yeah, it's all about.
Don't let Anton rub off on you, man.
Hey,
Don't
it's all
do it.
about
Don't let
you
him.
got to secure the deal though. You got to secure the deal. Like I'm telling you, like around Labor Day, going into right before that first snowfall. So snow usually hits around either the beginning of November or on Thanksgiving Day. So the thing is, that means you got 2 solid months, September going in, like between Labor Day and Halloween. Hey, to find at least one. You just need one. That's the thing. Folks want to get greedy. All it takes is one.
You need one.
Anton, cuffing season. What's cuffing season to you?
I've always identified cuffing season with. I mean, it's a guy thing technically, I guess, but I've always kind of identified it with women simply because, like, I never understood it. Okay, cuffing season is exactly what Phoenix and Tawana identified it as, right? it's getting cold outside, and we want to have some insurance as far as making sure that we got some extra body heat that go on in the wintertime, and you can really link up and do what you want to do and all of that. But I never understood it from a guy's perspective, because it's almost like it's only relevant if you don't go out. Like the fall and the winter is when I kind of hit the streets the most, because
what streets are you hitting
Right.
in the middle of December, and why?
Oh, it's
all
so,
like
Like, what type of exploration you're on? Like in December,
Right.
January?
you don't chill out, you don't hibernate like the
Bro,
bears.
nobody ain't trying to get Timberland up just to go out to grab something to eat, man.
Yo,
Hey,
fam,
Uber Eats all season.
fall and the winter.
Uber Eats all cuffing season.
The fall and the winter is when you can get the freshest. Like, that's the freshest gear. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Fall do have some good weather, especially
you
for
talking about
dressing.
hoodies and
Well,
shit.
fall
Okay.
is still kind of the cuffing. That's when you still searching. You know what I mean? You're still looking in the fall. They like
Yeah.
it's over.
You can wear your hoodies like late fall.
Yeah,
and
so you
stuff,
still
man.
looking. You know what I mean? So you can still be fresh a little bit.
Nah,
You can't even
listen,
see
man.
nobody under them bubble jackets anyway, man. It's too cold, man. Everybody got a
But
coat
I-
on. You can't really
And
check
then
out
look,
what the
now we got masks and we got a bubble jacket.
Yeah, you can't check out what folks working with under the pea coat, man.
Nah, fam. Like, I'll be fresh to death in the winter and the fall, and it'd be absolutely phenomenal. And I'm out in these streets just as much as I am in
Hey,
the
you
summer.
one of them dudes that like never have salt on your Timbs and stuff. Like
Never.
almost like
Never.
you got some type of like that spray that shit just like Thompson.
Yeah.
But for like your shoes or whatever.
That's
Some
right.
like sealant that just the snow
I'm
just
the
falls
guy-
off your shit.
Like, I'm out of town right now taking care of business, but I'm the guy that when I leave and I get to my hotel room, like, I put all my stuff in the drawers in the closet, bro. Like, I'm
Damn.
laid out. That's
You ain't
Man.
living out the suitcase
You
like
you making yourself at home.
you live.
yeah, baby.
I'm living out the suitcase the whole time, and like
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Man.
Maybe I hang
man.
up some stuff.
I forgot you cut from a different cloth though, Anton.
Yeah,
Like, we
baby.
definitely, I feel like we understand each other, but it's definitely a difference between you and I.
But see, that's my thing. Like, the cuffing season is weird for me because I look at the fall, winter, and the spring as like grind time. Like, I don't even want to be bothered that much during that specific time because I'm stacking my cheese. I'm working as hard as I can. I'm not necessarily aligned with or spending any of my free time doing anything except for in the gym, working as hard as I can, putting everything together because I'm preparing myself to, when everybody is stunting during tax season, I'm going to let them have that. And then when all of their checks fall away, then I'm going to go ahead and step out, and then we're gonna take over the rest of the year. So I always looked at it as kind of like a girl thing, like a girl security thing, but I never got with the concept of cuffing season. It never ever applied to me ever in my life.
You might be looking at it from, we looking at it from a single person's point of view, though. You know what I mean? Like
Even from a single person. I mean,
No,
but
bro, unless cuffing season includes trips, which if I just hollered at you like September, October, I don't know if you like go out
Ready to go on
trip
trip.
status. You more like I'm a Hulu and chill or Netflix, Disney,
no,
Disney Plus type. You did.
My thing is, I could meet you the same week, and then it's time to take a trip. Like you can fly on out. Like we
Man,
we
you
live
can't
in a
take
different
everybody
era.
out of town. I need more.
I ain't
research.
taking everybody out of town. Now,
Yeah.
you can't go out of town with people.
Hey, this like they can do this like a job, 90-day probation period before.
You can do like a Michigan trip, like from Chicago. We can go somewhere like 2 hours away. Go to Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I'm going like,
nah, bro.
you can't fly nowhere. Like, nah.
What up?
Hey, Nix, is cuffing season ruining our approach to dating?
Nah, but COVID is, because now it's like I don't know how folks looking under this mask. So cuffing season may have started a little prematurely, just because like folks maybe limited on how many engagements they can have with folks. So, but I don't think it's limiting at all. I mean, I just think that like if anything, it's expectation setting. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that this is something that's not just married to just a man or a woman. I think both parties understand, especially like Tawana mentioned, living in the Chi. Hey, you got like what to Halloween, so you got about 3 solid weeks to make it happen. and then maybe you could pick up like some last minute clearance rack type stuff in the beginning of November, right before Thanksgiving.
Whoever ain't got picked,
No,
somebody ain't got chose yet.
Hey, it's
somebody
like when you go to the club. You got to work on when you go to the club. You got to choose early. You got to be strategic. You can't be that person when the lights come on. Then now you trying to close the deal. Hey, it's too late then, and that's what folks gonna be doing early November. They gonna be trying to close them last minute deals, or as we all know, folks want to, you know what? There's some free agents out there. They want to extend another year of the contract to say, hey, you know, last year worked out pretty decent. Let's do it again.
Let's extend that.
Hey, Tawana.
Yeah.
Is cuffing season ruining our approach to dating? Same question.
It's part of dating. It's part of the process. See, what happens is in the summer, you kind of hanging out, you having fun. That's the last thing you thinking about, especially when you in Chicago. You kicking it all summer, you hanging out, and honestly, I feel like I met my boyfriend a couple times in the summer, but actually we just wasn't ready yet. Then, cuffing season came, and it's like, oh, wait, let me call him and see what he got going on. That's how it goes. It's just what it is.
No, it's like an audition.
Sometimes
it's like an audition.
It's just how it goes. I'm trying to figure out what I wanted.
At times, I see you shaking your head.
He like,
bro. You know what? This takes me back to the last podcast that we had with the whole phase. It's almost like the summer is whole phase.
Anton mentioned you don't call it that for men. It's like being a player or like just being a man, being a hunter.
Here you go again with these titles.
You should just rename it. It's hunting.
But think about it though. That's why I say it always seemed like a girl thing, because it's like, oh, she want to have a hot girl summer. Like we don't have hot boy summers. Like that sound very weak.
Yeah, y'all
like that all year round.
Y'all don't even feel comfortable with all hot.
Hey, Tawana, I ain't gonna let you dog us like that now.
Yeah, y'all like that all year round. It ain't gotta be summer. It ain't
we just weighing our options.
Hey, but that means women are hunters too, then, right? Women are hunters too as well.
But they are hunters, but they're not supposed to be like overtly like obvious hunters. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm not a hunter. I'm not a hunter at all. They gotta approach.
Yes, you
they gotta approach me.
I don't have nothing wrong with a woman shooting a shot.
You don't like the label. but you have hunted before. I guarantee.
You know what the difference is, Tawana? I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, tell me what you think. What you mean?
We all hunters, but men are like, I got the gun. I'm going through the wood hunting. Women are trappers. Like they set the trap for you. And so it's just a different way in which you
got a different strategic approach, man.
Trap.
It's tactical.
I don't set no trap.
It's tactical.
That's not
They have
true.
different tactics.
Everything y'all do in y'all nature is trapping. Like, you know what dress to wear to get the attention. You know what to say. You're looking for a certain signal in order for him to implement before. Like,
is this a real serious? I mean, like, this is not intentional. Y'all
don't know what y'all gonna wear and what y'all looking at that night.
Just because I'm fabulous and I like to look good don't mean that I'm doing that because I want a man to approach.
Okay, so all right, so why y'all don't go to the bar looking like y'all do when y'all go visit your mom?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm the same with great leggings, and that shit is just fine to me. Something about great leggings, man. It does it for me. It really
Look at Nick talking about his fetishes right now.
Hey.
I love great leggings, man.
But see, let me tell you, like you coming from my mother always dressed up every time, every day. And so that's how I learned to be. Like you go to my mama's house right now, and I bet you her bag match her purse and her shoes. And she just in the house. Like,
but she's an exception. That's not what these new chicks looking like.
A lot of women
every woman has, I think, a different strategic approach.
Yeah,
which is the trap.
Some women,
it's not a trap.
Need to dress up every day. Some people don't look as good.
Right.
They need to be on point every day.
But I mean, we see these chicks out here with these headscarves on, like they not trapping at that moment.
No, they trapping. Oh, because men are liking that.
Yeah, what I tell you, if they got the great leggings on, say less.
The leggings are. No, leggings are the first time.
Think I'm playing.
Leggings
I
is
don't
a
care.
thirst
Hey,
trap.
they got the little, they can have a do-rag on. But the gray leggings,
But I mean, but listen, but V-Nix, that's not the women trying to trap. That's just us being savages. Like
No,
we
Anton.
are
Hey.
savages. and we
Anton,
gonna
if
like
they
whatever.
wearing them leggings, they on a thirst trap. Like maybe
But
they
even
walking
okay, so
around.
even with
They
that though,
might
think
try
about
to
it
do
though.
that.
thirst trap. It's just normal now.
But
Now
think about it
just,
though, Tawana. Like the mindset is still the same. Like y'all still know what y'all doing when y'all doing it. It's still a trap. Y'all know what y'all wearing. Y'all know how y'all rocking. Y'all know what
No,
type of attention you gonna get. When you
know,
pull up.
Women do
no.
know.
what the
I'm
crowd
with
is looking
Anton
like.
on that one. Women do know, and
You know.
women, and I'm going back to you, Tawana. Everybody act like naive, like, oh, this whole thing and all that. I want some damsel in distress type of stuff. Man. Come on, bitch.
Listen,
I thought we was having an adult conversation.
I can go to Dollar Tree in some jogging pants and a shirt, and
Are
then
they gray?
Are they gray? Are they gray?
I be just trying to just
If they
go
gray
shop.
though, if they
It
gray,
don't matter
you
what
good.
you. It doesn't matter what you wear, and it's not always to get men attention. It's not always. That's not.
Yeah, maybe it's not always to get men's attention.
No.
But I know that y'all know what y'all doing.
Women, we like to
all
look
the
good
time.
regardless.
You're not naive. You're not naive to what you look like. So you didn't even look in the mirror when you threw your stuff on. You just like you threw your leggings on and that was just it.
No, I mean I don't really wear leggings. I mean I'm talking about
Boo.
I don't know. I'm not a leggings girl like be Nick. I'm sorry. I have some skinny jeans and things like that.
You probably
You
wear
know,
dresses for no reason. You know that woman that overdress? Be like,
you know what? People say that
yeah,
about me.
Black
They be
Cat
like,
Lounge. Like,
they
why
be
is she
like,
got on
you
a
do
full
too
dress?
much. You dressing too like. Why you dressing up like that? You know, that's just in me. I don't know. So I guess yes, I am that woman probably that's doing too much. Like I'm overdressed. You know, maybe we just.
So you just dressing with no motives, right? Just
no,
dressing.
I mean, I like to look
It may
good.
appeal to a different type of man.
I like
I
to
get.
look
We all
good.
got
You know,
preferences.
I like to look good. I like to.
Like you sure you're not up on that, like Aisha Curry, trying to seek attention?
Yes, all women want. Listen, all women want attention. Even if a woman is in a relationship, they
I don't want that.
Okay, so wait a minute.
But you know what's
Wait, Tawana. You telling me that if you in a relationship and then men just automatically basically like just looked at you like ignored like sullied goods now because you in a relationship, you're not looking for positive affirmations from people. You're not looking for a compliment. That's not something that tickles your fancy. Like, and I don't mean that somebody necessarily is trying to get with you or that you gonna even entertain it, but at the same time, women love attention. They love compliments.
I think at this point in my life, it's just not necessary. I think
folks want to be fake humble and stuff, man. They don't really do it for me.
It's not necessary.
I'm so well accomplished right now and confident on who I am. I don't need that.
I think some women, depending on where they at in their life, they may need that, and I'm not encouraged.
Can I say something? Because the fact that it go both ways. Like I think as a man, I don't mind. Like that's why I even say about the women are hunters too. Because in their own way, it may not be overt like Anton mentioned, but like men also want to feel like, hey, you checking me out or whatever.
Yep.
But women have different ways. Like you said, these. I just go with what you say, like a traps. It's like, but you got to know.
It's not a trap.
To know what the trap is, because many men miss all those cues that women think that they're setting these traps for.
B-Nix, I don't think that we're gonna disagree. I don't think we're gonna disagree one time on the subject, bro.
Of course, all men feel that way. Y'all are so.
Hey, B-Nix, let me ask you something.
Self-absorbed.
What up?
All right, like during this cuffing season, are people cuffing people that they really want? Or they just cuffing just because it's temporary?
I think it depends on which month they actually started working on the deal. Like, if it's like that back end of the summer where somebody used, like even Tawana mentioned, somebody like, hey, you had summer, whatever, like, hey, I want to extend the contract on this, right? So I want to kind of continue this. Then it's like, yeah, you feeling it. But if it's one of those like, shoot, like right before that weekend, right before Thanksgiving or that Thanksgiving Day party, then you just trying to get whatever's left over. So I think it depends on the intent. And let's be honest, some people may have cuffing season that consists of more than one partner. So that's the part
Mm-hmm.
that, like, hey, I think it goes back to folks' intent and how early you're planning. Folks got to be strategic.
But let me answer that though, Dr. too, because I think that ultimately the roles reverse. I think that in most situations, because I was talking to some young dudes over last weekend, and for the most part, especially in the summer, I think it's so much easier for women to get attention, right? Like they are in a space to where they can dress a little bit more. They traps are a little bit more potent. Let's put it like that, right? But then, you know, when it get cold outside and they don't want to put in as much effort because, you know, it take a lot more to get out there in that cold weather and it hit different. I think that the roles reverse and that men become a little bit more powerful. And again, it kind of goes back to, I think, our innate instincts as men, right? And in a lot of ways, even if we don't think about it, we are like providers and or you know, people that make you feel a little bit more secure. So naturally, girls want to be up under a guy when they're not overly showered with attention, when it's not as easy to be able to trap a guy. Whereas, you know what I'm saying, in the summer, and this is from what a lot of the young guys was telling me over the weekend. They like, man, you know, like I got to be on my game. I got to work a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? I got to kind of, you know, be a little bit more strategic and how I rock and all of that other type of stuff. But I think that women know what they're doing, and I think
nonsense.
that fake humble that a lot of women have. Like, I didn't know that this was as tight as it was on my body. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all be.
I don't know, but I think that
on.
Y'all only want to play this one side. This is ridiculous. I need to speak up, okay? Because this is like getting the low. Y'all not pay women. We do not intentionally go out to trap men. We are not out here trying to.
Maybe we're not saying the word trap, but I think we initiated this kind of offhand conversation about hunting.
If y'all cuffing, we cuffing. What we're doing is we putting our best foot forward, looking our best, feeling our best, and hoping to meet somebody great, right? Like we are trying to.
Well, I won't call it a trap.
Hey, Tawana.
Like y'all trying to meet somebody.
But Tawana, the question is it temporary?
What temporary?
When you cuff them, when you cuff them, is it
no.
Well, what's summer's called then? Because I mean, folks, it is seasonal. But what do you call summer?
You know what? We can get
cuffing season is for winter.
You can get cuffed anytime. You can get cuffed during the winter. Like Antoine
Why is it essential during the winter months though?
Because what happens is, like, you don't go out. I mean,
you're right.
Who's going out?
Lonely ass months, man.
Yeah, like you in the winter and you at home. Like I barely.
You know what it is, B Nix? You know what it is, B Nix? It's not even necessarily the weather. I think it's the seasonal gatherings and stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to have somebody on their arm and introduce them during Thanksgiving. They want to be able to go to the Christmas party and have a date to the company party.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you're not bringing nobody to see your parents that you cuffed right before the cuffing season.
Well, but that's why they start. But that's why they draft early. That's why they start. Hey. They start like mid-August.
Yeah, man.
Late August.
So you know, I'm not gonna win this conversation because y'all all on the same page.
So Tawana,
y'all got this all jacked up.
So Tawana, all right. So you're not gonna at least give me, because you're gonna have to give a little, right? You're not gonna at least give me the idea that women are intentionally doing certain things a lot of times, even if they don't overtly say it. You telling me that y'all don't know what y'all look like, y'all not actually trying to attract a certain type of, you're not intentional, maybe not you, but women in general in a lot of instances, you can't give me the fact that women are intentional in they traps.
Absolutely.
A lot of times.
I mean, no, I didn't say that we trapping, but I think that we are intentional about what we wearing, how we look, what type of man we want to attract, you know, because we look good. We want to show that we take care of ourselves, and we want a man that looks the same. You know what I mean? Like if you a woman that likes to take care of herself, sometimes you're looking for a man, you know, who compliments you in some way. So yeah, a woman is intentional, and so are men. I know men that buy the freshest J's and try to look look they best and how they fit going together. Let me crease this up. Like they do that to get women's attention. Let me
I
drive.
don't agree with that.
Lambo.
I don't
Yes,
agree with
y'all
that.
do. Y'all
No.
driving Lambos, y'all renting type of cars, and y'all doing this stuff to get women's attention because y'all think that those are the types of things that.
That's not true. That's not true at all. Well, okay,
Yes,
okay.
y'all
So
are.
I'll give you an
Y'all
example.
trapping.
Okay.
Trapping.
So I got my watch on, right? You telling me I bought this watch for women?
Well, I mean, you married, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think
That's what I'm saying. My
I
point
don't know if
is
you doing that for that.
but my point is
a
that
single man,
I still buy all the shoes. I still buy all of the, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe
I
you
travel
are.
everywhere.
Maybe
I'll be
you
fresh.
are. I don't know.
But why am I doing it if that's not the case?
Because maybe you are though, or maybe that's just kind of one of your things that you
Well,
kind of.
I think the thing to
I
say,
can
like
see
I
that.
think the thing to say is that some men do it for clout,
Okay, but you can't say
and
some.
then some men.
No, I
can't say
asked you
some
that.
women.
No,
But
you know
we
there are
asked you
some
though,
right.
Juan. I
There are
said-
some women that trap. There are some
Okay,
women that
I
trap.
said, Juan,
Like
some.
I'm agreeing. Like I'm actually on your side with this, and I'm actually telling you that
Okay, let me
I
hear
agree that some men do it for clout.
That's
And
right.
then you have some men that do it just because they want to look good for themselves.
That's right.
Every time they step out. Same thing with women. You have some women that do trap. But right now you acting like women, there are women that do not trap.
What
Women
I
out
said
there
was-
know exactly what they're doing when they go
What
out.
I said was, don't make an absolute.
They plotting.
Y'all absolute statements.
But nobody said it's absolute.
Yeah.
We referring specifically to cuffing season, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when you talk about cuffing season, you're talking about trying to find somebody to link up with for an extended period of time, whether it extend or not. We gon', I'm trying to find the right
Let me put
person to cuff up.
this freakum dress on because I know he gon'.
So you gotta
I think it
find it.
depends on the setting.
I'm
It
gonna
does.
text you a few. Yeah, I
It
mean,
depends on the setting.
I'm not saying that don't happen, of course.
Like when we talking about like I think y'all mentioned like Christmas parties, get-togethers, like stuff like that. I think it's situational based on how strategic you want to be or whatever. But I think men and women kind of do it it's a different way.
Yeah.
I don't know if men like think about it like that though. Like the trap or whatever word we want to use, whatever pseudonym y'all want to come up with. But I don't think we call it trapping. Just like, man, you brought up a point, Tawana, with like just the car, the style of dress.
That's right.
Freshness. I want to be.
I know
fresh on
men
my
who
own,
do that.
but I do want to be noticed about my freshness, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Stun on them, Nick. Stun on them.
When a man come in, when he come in and he's fresh head to toe, he wants you to notice that. And a man, he love when you notice that. Like, oh, she
100%.
see me. And honestly, when they driving in a fresh car or they got, they living their best life and they they doing a great, they showing us all the stuff that they have. They got.
I want you to pay attention.
You
I didn't
want
buy
people
that
to pay attention, and that's what men do. So it's a trap both ways. It's a trap both ways.
I want you to pay attention. I didn't buy that just for me. I bought that for us. So I can drive and then you can admire. However, that specific thing is not always a trap per se, right? Just to be noted is not necessarily trying to get.
I agree. I don't think it's a trap. It's just like
it all depends on a woman's mindset.
No, I mean a lot of times it's just like I'll say this. A lot of guys, even with guys that sleep with a lot of chicks, a lot of times it's not necessarily that and sometimes it is that some women are better than others, but a lot of times the reason why guys do certain things is not necessarily because we're comparing this girl against this girl. We just have an ego. And so that ego kind of extends into different lanes, even when we're not necessarily looking for anything, right? Guys in general, we want to conquer the world a lot of times, or a lot of the guys that I know, they trying to win at everything in life. Even in basketball, like most of the time there's no chicks out there watching us play basketball, but we have a competitive spirit and our ego wants to be boosted by the idea that we are winning in everything that we do. So a lot of times it's not for a trap or anything like that, but it's really just for our own self-motivation, our own self-esteem, our own ego. It feeds into something that we're trying to do that makes us better than the person that's next to us. And that may be a flaw in itself, but as it relates to women, I don't think that that's always the objective when it comes to guys and their effort.
That is so you know how when Aisha Curry, I know he referenced her, basically what she was saying was like she kind of like still feels like when she gets that validation, like she knows she still got it, right? Like if she's walking down the street and don't no man say nothing to her, she probably feeling like, dang, am I
But my
falling
thing
off?
with her was,
Hold
why
on,
did it
hold
have
on.
to come from a man though?
Right. But she's saying, am I falling off? Right. Like, am I not like looking good? Now maybe she's starting to question whether.
So she set the trap, even if she gonna let the prey go, right?
Just like you
It's like fishing. She
but
gonna catch the fish.
No.
Hey, I love
her
y'all
line
analogies
still works,
tonight.
No,
but she
because
gonna
it's
throw the
just like
fish
what
back
you
into
said.
the water.
Anton, but it's just like what you said. How you said that sometimes y'all have an ego and y'all just trying to fulfill y'all ego. Women have the same experience where they just want to feel great and look feel good about themselves. And they want to make sure they don't have no intention of entertaining not one man. But
I can rock with that.
And that
I can rock with that. I just want you to acknowledge that a lot of these women know what they're doing.
Well,
that's my only thing.
Going back
y'all
to folks
know
knowing what
they
they're doing. If we're like, so JR, can you give us the guardrails of how long, when does cuffing season begin and end? Was it October to March?
He said
October to right after Valentine's Day.
Okay.
No, before.
About right.
Right before
Valentine's.
No,
because
it's
the weather
almost
gonna
like
start
for
changing.
Midwest folks,
Yeah.
it's like Sweetest Day to Valentine's Day, right?
But think about it though. Even after Valentine's Day, it's still cold outside. But it feeds into what I said.
Yeah, but they
about
already started to gear up.
Actual events and seasons and stuff like.
But cuffing season, that person you cuffing, like, is that like just a one-time deal, or
well,
can you?
Next, that was my next question. Can somebody that's cuffed, can that turn to be something serious?
I think if folks play their cards right, depending on expectations, if it's truly just for that, what's the terms from October to like March? Hey, it's April. I'm out here again,
Right.
So I think as long as both folks know that, like, hey, this is just something I'm doing. I think we like whatever phase we want to call this. But hey, like, as long as both folks know, like, hey, this is just something I'm doing right now until like I figure out my next move. You can't go into cuffing season necessarily with the intent to say like, oh man, I'm about to wife this chick, you know what I mean? Or I'm about to cuff this guy. Like, I think that if it happens, it happens, but I don't think you could go into it leading that way because you might get your feelings hurt. Or after Valentine's Day.
I'm gonna be kind of honest. I think that some men go in trying to cuff something and then they might fall into that trap. But when the weather, yeah,
he's still falling in the trap. It ain't
But when the weather gets nice, I mean, men greedy. Men like things. And
y'all are not victims.
I'm not saying all men.
Hey, low key, women greedy too, though.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the women.
But they a different type of greedy. They like, yeah, they in a relationship. I want that.
Right.
That's a different type of greed.
Hey, but soon as
you know what, that ain't right. That's what that is.
It's women out there that like that. Don't act alarmed. We just talking about some people, right?
Yeah, they just can't help themselves. They get shown a little attention and they go overboard.
I didn't say all.
Yeah, I concentrate on teaching you how to, think like a first class chick, not like
you trying to model behavior.
Like that's what I concentrate on. I concentrate on the non-side chick, so I don't think like a side chick. You know what I mean? I ain't looking at nobody else's husband like, ooh, I want that. Nope, I want my own husband in my own life, in my own situation. So,
I think the rules have changed with that too. I mean, I think somebody posted in the chat, like, hey, I don't mind being somebody's third BM as long as I'm the first wife. And, like, folks have changed their priorities and stuff.
That would be Simone. She said that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it was a controversial statement. A lot of people had mixed reviews about it.
Yeah, because the rules of engagement has changed.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was basically saying, well, if you're the third baby mama, but you're the first wife, you accomplish more than.
Yeah, it's about the outcome, right?
So that's how
it goes back to like folks got different. Like come summer, folks gonna be like, "Hey, I'm out here again. I ain't trying to be." Because the thing is, think about it. The activities are different. I think Anton, you mentioned this. It's different type of activities that take place during the winter. Unless you cuffing somebody that you have established the fact that you could also be my travel buddy. The thing is, y'all in the crib. But hey, come spring, I mean. Hey, it's gonna be day parties, boat parties, all the good movies, the good blockbuster movies are during the summer. It's barbecues,
But
get-togethers.
But see, that's the thing, though, B. Nix,
That's
is
the
that
test, though. That's the
the
test, y'all.
no,
if you
because
last through that,
the thing about it is that now you're not in a space where you need to be up under somebody.
Yeah.
Like you got a little bit more
Cuffing season
freedom
like
as a
couples
woman,
weather.
and
Yeah.
so now you want to have your hot girl summer.
Yeah,
But
nobody not
it's
trying
a
to chill
trade-off for
Friday
that.
night like under no blanket, watching some whatever Netflix just dropped on
let me
Thursday.
tell you about cuffing season, how it ends. Usually around February, right? If you don't hear from that dude on Valentine's Day, you already know what's going on. Like that's why cuffing season ends, and that's why you got to get that out there.
You just say that you don't believe in Valentine's Day, man.
Listen,
You just say it's the white man's holiday and
I didn't say
some
that.
shit like that.
I get gifts every year. You know, I believe
that that's a created holiday. That's not a real.
I believe in that, baby. Don't listen to me next. I believe in that. Don't listen to him. You know what I mean? Just in case you watch it. But anyway, yeah. So if you don't call somebody at the Valentine's Day or on Valentine's Day, you know how you be setting them plans. Let me tell you.
You just say like, "Hey, I have to work a double."
That has happened to me.
I have to work a double today. I swear I tried to get off, man. Boston tripping.
Listen, I was cuffed on cuffing season. Let me tell you. And I'm with this guy. I'm like, oh, we doing good. And Valentine's Day come, right? He like, yeah, I got plans. You know what I'm saying? He calling me all day, telling me about. He never show up. Never.
What, his car broke down?
That's too funny.
He was telling me like, oh, you know, I couldn't get this place. And, you know, I'm trying to reserve this. And it was, I'm like, but if you planned this already.
You know, moms got sick. You know, hey,
everything.
Got to look out for moms first.
He was communicating with me. And then he ended up like starting a fight with me. So he couldn't talk. So we wouldn't talk the whole day. Then he tried to call me next day. You know what I mean? I'm like,
he started a fight on the 13th.
Hey, that's a hard thing to do when a girl don't want to fight. Like she's not even looking to fight you.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to fight.
To be able to effectively pull that off, that's
all you gotta say, like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I don't even want to talk about this no more. Just hang up the phone.
No.
Just hang it up like that.
Let me tell you how he did it. He was like, "You ungrateful. You an ungrateful ass mother."
See,
I was like, "What?"
It's all about the tonation of your voice. All you gotta do is just elevate the tonation of your voice, and then that cements it. Then hang up the phone.
What did I do? I was so sad. Like I didn't even do nothing. Like I'm trying to be cool.
I mean, it worked.
It worked. You got me.
Victim.
You got me.
Hey, Nix.
What up?
Hey, I know this conversation, people listening in, and they were concerned about being cuffed since it's cuffing season. What advice would you give somebody to not be a victim of this cuffing season?
I don't know. I don't think it's a victim to be cuffed. You know, I think you got to embrace the cuff. You know, you got to embrace the cuff if that's your intent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, this is like if we're looking at it like sports. This is like preseason or something like that. This is like finding out whether you actually gonna make the team or not, depending whether it's a team or you're a team of one. Hey, you can be a team of one. You know, it happens in some capacity, but nonetheless, this is you basically auditioning and like, hey, I got what you need. This is why we need to roll together. Okay, cool. So I think folks need to embrace the cuff if that's their intent.
Yeah.
Tawana, same question. What advice would you give somebody that's concerned about being a victim of this cuff season?
Change your mentality because it's not victimization time.
It's not a victim.
It's time to embrace that because you know what? Cuffing season, like you might look at it like, oh, he just trying to, like it could actually turn into some long-term, like a good old-fashioned marriage relationship, and you just gotta be open, especially when you single. You have to be open to
can I say something
different ways to make me. No, you gonna let me finish my little statement though.
I
always come in.
Now go ahead, B Nix. Go ahead, B Nix. You know I like you, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and intervene.
Okay.
You know go ahead. You can tell
you.
me. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, to that point, to want to make it, folks got to be strategic about that time period. If you don't play it right with Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, and New Year's, hey, come a new calendar year. Hey, you know how you know nobody not feeling you? With that person you think y'all in it and it's not there, no return on phone calls. You get the delayed text message, they hit you up like the next day, like, oh, I didn't even see my phone. I couldn't even find it. Oh, my battery dead. Damn, a whole day and you working remote. So folks gotta be able to catch the context clues too. If it's not playing out by New Year's, it might already be over before spring.
I mean, you know what? I literally felt like it just worked out, like that I met somebody during cuffing season. And I mean, it wasn't intentional. So I feel like give it a chance, because really, I mean, you know, my whole mentality was like, no, I'm just gonna chill. Like, I ain't trying to meet nobody. I'm gonna work out this winter. I ain't about to be focused on no relationship. And then next thing you know, bam, at the end of cuffing season,
You threw on them gray jogging
pants. Yeah, he did.
Vegas.
I was like, ooh, wait, I missed out these gray jogging pants. I seen them a couple times that summer, but it never moved.
No, that summer is a little biker short.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
like you got, man, a little biker short. I don't want to see no jogging pants come like April.
That cuffing season, it kind of, help you get to know people a little bit better and look at it in that way. Like,
hey, better get in shape mentally and physically if you don't get cuffed.
Yeah.
Anton, I got a question for you. Like, what questions should somebody ask so that they're not a victim of this cuffing season?
I think you gotta more effectively vet the locations and the places in which you meet a lot of these people. A lot of people, it's funny because I know women that'll put good guys on the back burner just in case the bad guy or certain guys that she got her eye on don't work out. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for guys. Like, I think it's for most people, there's somebody in your inner circle around you that really, really likes you and will really, really treat you the way that you feel like you would want to be treated. If you actually stop friend zoning people in order to ensure that you can go through your whole phase and, doing things that may not necessarily be ideal as it relates to how you supposed to continue to develop. So if you just like, take yourself out of the game mentally, and stop looking for somebody, stop setting traps and stop trapping, and more or less start focusing on building good friendships and relationships, I think that you'll no longer have that problem. So I don't think it's necessarily a question that people need to ask, because people gonna lie anyway. They're gonna put their best foot forward and they representative.
I think you got a point there, Einstein, because I feel like, you might be overlooking somebody that's absolutely a good guy. And I mean, I feel like that happened to me, and I was like, dang, like I encountered this person 4 times and didn't even think.
Folks still sour, huh?
I mean, seriously, it's so funny. Like,
for real,
I know guys that it kind of remind me of the movie Hitch, where like the guy, he really nerdy or whatever, but he a good dude, and literally a nuclear scientist, like writing dissertations. I know some guys that like make a lot of money, but you would never know it because they may not necessarily be as polished, right? And you can really come into his life and start improving on certain things that he's doing in order to make him a better representation of himself. But women overlook these dudes because they so busy. I don't know if they just like Instagram or social media is over sensationalized that, you got to look like, you got to be a trapper, you got to be Future or somebody.
Now, y'all know y'all overlook some good women. Y'all know y'all do all the time.
Same thing with women too. Women do it too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe so.
Men overlook good women all the time. Because she don't dress. She don't dress a certain way. She don't look a certain way, or her hair. But she might be the most intelligent, successful, it's smart, fun to be around.
Well, maybe
and
she
men
needs to
overlook her all the time.
Women being hunters, go get yours then.